Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson with a YouTube and Facebook live weather update on the storms that are in the area right now. Just thought I would drop in here for a little bit just to update everybody on what's going on and also what we're looking at going ahead. And I'll start off by saying that we are under no watches, no warnings right now. So that's good news. And it does look like the threat here is going to stay off to the south, but with some of those thunderstorms rumbling across parts of West Michigan, it still is pretty noisy in some areas. And so just to give you an update here, just so that we can track this along together here for this evening, just for the next few minutes or so, just to, like I said, just to pop on here to let people know, to give you an update. You know, of course, we had an update 5:30, and 6. It's 7:09 right now. So back on with another live update here. And again, I want to start off by saying that we have no watches, no warnings, and I think it's very unlikely that we're going to see any of that stuff picking up later on tonight. But it's always good to update, right, and see what's going on and where it's happening with the latest weather information. So again, we are still under weather alert day coverage that'll be going on. You know, we put an 8 o'clock time on it because, as I'll show you in the hour by hour coming up, between about 8 and 9 o'clock or so, the threat will really start to diminish. I think it already is diminishing, but we are still under weather alert day coverage. So let me squeeze this back and we'll get right to it. I want to say thanks to everybody for being here. I might not be able to handle the comments like I usually can, of course, because we've got a lot to talk about here, but I do appreciate you being here. So let's start off with a look at what we have going on with downtown Kalamazoo. Right now, cloudy skies, showers. We do have some thunderstorms in the area right now, but nothing severe. Nothing severe. I've been watching some more potent storms in Coldwater, but right now, Branch County, St. Joe County, you've had some rumbles of thunder for sure, with some pockets of heavy rain and maybe even a little bit of pea-sized hail. I haven't seen any reports on that yet, but I haven't been keeping a close eye on that yet. All right, here's the latest. This is what you really need to know right now, and that is the area in pink. The area in pink is where we have a severe thunderstorm watch. Notice, by the way, that that pink area does not extend into Michigan. So we do not have any watches here in West Michigan. The area that you see there in yellow, the area that you see in yellow to the west over in Ohio is where there is a tornado watch. But again, nothing like that for us. Where you see the orangish shade of yellow there, so for example, in south of Fort Wayne, and also west of Toledo and nudging up there into what looks like maybe Lenawee County, is a severe thunderstorm warning. But again, that's going the other direction. So that's going away from us. So that's good news. Sally, hello to you. Good idea for everybody to stay safe. So again, I'm on right now our weather alert day coverage with some good news, and that is it does look like, as the forecast models, by the way, have been suggesting since yesterday, that this is going to be more of a problem for areas to our south. I think if you were watching my Facebook Live last night, you heard me even say, for my pals at WSBT in South Bend, Indiana, might be more of an issue for them, and for the folks in Fort Wayne and now moving south. In fact, you can sort of see on the bottom edge of that map, you see south of Lafayette, where you see a little bit of red, that would be a tornado warning, but that is now in west central Indiana, far away from us. No problem here. Marissa thought there'd be a rainbow maybe, but we have that low cloud deck with the showers out there. Thundering in Bronson. Let's get to the radar. I'll show you what's going on. All right, there you see. From Coldwater south in particular, that's where we have the most active storms, of course, moving out of the area. That you see where Tecumseh is there in Lenawee County. That's where we have a severe thunderstorm warning. But notice that is moving away from us. So problems for the south suburbs of Detroit over down into Monroe County there and Toledo, but not an issue for us here in West Michigan. We do have some showers, though, still a thunderstorm or two. Tuesday, it is a nice little pause for sure. And I think actually now, if you look to the northwest, look at northwest of Muskegon, that is not a mistake. There is some light snow right now that is starting to mix in with the rain out over the big lake there as the colder air is moving in. So I want to get out just a little bit, or get in a little bit tighter, I should say. And here's where the rain, live Doppler radar estimates have shown where there is some heavier rain. That strip that goes south of I-94, and again, I got to say, give props to the forecast models here, because It was suggesting that the more intense storms would be south of I-94, and they were. But even there, radar estimates are showing at about 1.1, so an inch, maybe an inch and a half at the most, in some of these heavier pockets around Three Rivers and Sturgis, Minden and Coldwater and Colwyn, where some of that heavier rain is. But again, just some rain there that's moving through. And a wider view here will show what's going on. And you can see that the worst of the weather is now trucking off to the east. Fort Wayne, about to get hit with some of these thunderstorms stretching all the way down into Indianapolis. So Muncie, Indiana, going to be hit with some of these thunderstorms as well. And then moving all the way over toward the Toledo area, maybe the south suburbs of Detroit, Lima, Ohio, all going to be hit with these storms. Yeah, we do see some more activity going on right now in the Chicago area. But again, that is not expected to be a threat for us. In fact, let me take you as we go hour by hour. Going to start off at 7 o'clock here. Current time, it's 7:14. And the forecast models do show those clusters of thunderstorms, so it initializes fairly well. So watch what happens in the next hour. And then 2 hours, we go up to 9 o'clock. Notice, not only is the aerial coverage of the storms diminishing rapidly, but also the intensity is diminishing, such that in an hour and a half, even not even having to wait that long, this is going to be less and less of a threat. And by the time we get to 11 o'clock, look at this, the rain starts to move out of the area. And then we get into our next part of the story, weather story, which is going to be colder air. Right now, it's 48 in Sturgis, Coldwater, GR, Kalamazoo, 45 in South Haven, Holland. You know, you back up 3 hours, and these temperatures were in the 60s, certainly I-94 South, even close to 70. So the cold front has already moved through. I don't know. I'm thankful for that because that pretty much took the threat for the worst of the weather and threw it in the trash can. So I'm happy with that. Antho, typical rain, spring weather, you bet. Nothing to see here, right? Melody Bartholomew, hello to you in Union City. Linda, got some heavy rain in Montville. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there. Southern Cass County, Southern St. Joe County, definitely. Shannon Joe, good to see you. Thanks for being here. So let's look ahead to the colder air. That map's not supposed to be there, but it is. That map's not supposed to be there, but it is. Here we go. This is what I want to see. The 7-day forecast, look at that tomorrow. Today, you can get by with short sleeves, right? Short sleeves. Tomorrow, it's coat time, or at least heavy jacket. That 42, by the way, I think actually I'm probably going to bump that down. That, I believe, might be a little too generous. If you watch me at 10 or 11 o'clock tonight, that will come down to 40 and maybe even below that. So it is going to be colder tomorrow. Chilly on Saturday morning. Saturday does stay cool, but we will see more sunshine Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday, we start to warm up. And get this, next week, here we go again. We're bouncing back up into the mid to upper 60s. And another threat for some thunderstorms coming our way with some colder air coming in about a week. Pam, Bangor, right now, you're good to go. Some showers, some storms, but there's no severe weather threat. You're looking good. It won't get any worse, Karen. I think we're looking good here. We're looking good. I'm going to back up for folks who are just getting in here. I unfortunately won't be able to get rid of that rogue map that showed up. Didn't want that to happen. Let's go back to our radar to give you an idea where things are. I do want to stress, in fact, let's go back to the very first map, just to sort of reiterate here that we have no watches, no warnings for our viewing area. There is a thunderstorm warning for Lenawee County, and it looks like now Monroe County, southwest of Detroit, okay, toward Toledo and in Toledo. But that's not us, and that's moving away from us, so that's no problem there. Treya, missing the snow. Oh, I need to hook you up with Antho and Chris from Coopersville there, right? So we do have that severe thunderstorm watch for Indiana, not for us. There is a tornado watch for Ohio, not for us. And the warnings are moving east and south. They're moving away from us. So that's good news. I'm going to try to jet through here and get you back to that wide view. That's where the heavier rain's been falling. But that'll be coming to an end soon. You can see right now with our lightning detector that easily the worst of the weather is now moving away. Looks like Coldwater. You're seeing those thunderstorms right now. Let me see if I can go back to that Coldwater camera. And we'll see that thunderstorm in action, I think. Let me back up one more. Here we go. This should be it. Nope, one more. There we go. So we got some rain here. This is Coldwater where we got some thunderstorms coming down. Again, you're just tuning in, no severe weather. And really the threat for any severe weather is pretty much gone. So we don't have to worry about that. It's other people's problems. I hope everybody's safe out there, but not an issue for us. New tornado warning out of the Indianapolis Weather Service Office, National Weather Service Office out of Indianapolis. Again, far away from us. But we do have some thunderstorms moving right over I-90 or I-69 right now. This is Willowbrook Tower camera. Thanks to the city of Coldwater for the view here. Devin, happy Thursday to you too. Sean, me too. We don't need more trees out anywhere, right? I know Anthony's found a friend there with Treya with some more snow, right? Wilson, good evening to you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I'm only going to be here for a few more minutes. And because, again, I wanted to log on because, of course, we did have some storms in the area. We still do. But, again, the watches, the warnings are way away from us, and they're going to be moving away from us. This is not going to be an issue for us. The radar does show some thunderstorms right now, south of Coldwater now, around Kinderhook, moving into Angola, northern Indiana, northwest or northeast Indiana. That goes all the way down to Fort Wayne. Three Rivers, you're getting another hefty shower. Could be a little bit of lightning there, but again, there is nothing severe here. There are some storms right now. Let me move past my rain map here, showing again about an inch, a little bit more than an inch with these thunderstorms that came through. You can see a little cluster over Chicago. Nothing severe here. That's going to continue moving off to the east. So I don't think we're necessarily done with thunderstorms, but I do think that the severe threat is gone. Wilson says, no snow, please, on my block. I think a lot of folks would say that. Cal, thanks for the thanks. Like I said, I know that I was live at 5, 5:30, and 6, but, we still have some storms out there. And even though the threat is diminishing, I know that folks want to know what's going on right now. And so that's why we're here, to let you know that. So, Cal, thanks for the thanks there. There you go, Wilson, with our joke of the day. So Fort Wayne under the gun now with the storm. Toledo is south side of Detroit, southern suburbs there into Monroe County, and then moving on down into Indianapolis, where they're going to have a bit of a rough ride. For us here in West Michigan, though, things are fairly quiet, and that's going to continue to be the case. So I'll be back on, by the way, at 9 o'clock. That's an hour and 40 minutes from now. So I'll be back with another live update. But again, this was just here just to let you know that things are okay. There's no severe weather. The thunderstorms, actually even the thunderstorms are starting to wind down now. The threat is moving east and south, and that is going to continue to be the case. Just in case. Oh, Wilson. I'm going to have to get off of here so you'll quit with those jokes. Just kidding. Thanks for the levity. All right, everybody. I'll see you at 9 o'clock, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. And we'll have another weather update then. Let me tell you, then you know what we're talking about? Oh, it's going to be chilly tomorrow. It's going to be cold tomorrow. But we will see those temps rebound over the weekend. I'll have much more on that in my 9 o'clock update. Obviously, if something were to change, I'll be back right here. That's not going to happen, but just in case it does, you can find me right here. And of course, if things really change for the worse, we'll be live on the air. But NCAA basketball is on right now on News Channel 3. Get your March Madness on. Get those brackets out. What's left of them anyway. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. I'll see you at 9 o'clock. Good night.